What's going on, J-Row Fitness Solutions? So I had a couple questions with your sales, and I had an example of a couple different ways you can handle price. A couple different thoughts. So number one, what you could do is you have your phone, and you should be able to have a voice recording app on when you do your consults. So have it on, put the phone down, record it, take the file, email it to me so I can listen and assess your sales. Okay. Number one. Number two is a lot of times the objections can potentially be handled a little bit more upstream in a conversation, a sales conversation, earlier in the conversation, right? Like, I need to talk to my partner. You could ask, like, oh, does your partner know you're here? Or does your husband, wife, partner know you're here? It's like, yeah, okay. Do they support you in reaching this goal? Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Do they know about this? Like, do they know that you've been kind of trying to do this but been struggling? No? Okay, got it. What else have you tried? Okay, how long have you been thinking about this? Cool. What else have you done? So what else have you done to achieve this will kind of give you some insight into how much money they've put toward this, how much time, right? And so you want to eliminate as many variables as you can in the conversation and ask as many questions as you can around that. So that's definitely important. However, once you drop price and once you drop the program, that's when the sale actually begins. And so, once you are able to assess where they are, here's one mistake I see all the time. And even some people I tell, they still don't get it. And they still have this routine. And so this is why recording your calls, listening to them, and making adjustments is going to be very, very important. So here's an example. Example number one. So you say, okay, cool. So here's what we offer. We offer a fitness program that's you're going to come in 3 times a week. It's $250 a month. It's for 6 months. You're going to work out. You're going to follow the nutrition plan, and we're going to support you. How does that sound? Oh, that's kind of a lot of money. And then you get stuck, and you're like, well, that's all I have. That's all I can do, and I'm not going to give any room for that. Okay? As opposed to more of a prescription. You go, well, Jane, based on where you are, let me ask you, if we had a program that showed you exactly what to do in the gym, so you don't come in concerned about what to do, you're not sure about what weights to use, you're not sure if your form is right, we're going to take care of all of that. Do you think if we took care of all of that, that would help you? Yeah, I think that would help me. Okay, cool. And in terms of nutrition, you said your main challenge was sometimes you don't know what to eat or know how much to eat. So if we were to help you with your choice and your portions, do you think that would help you? Yeah, I think that would help me. Okay, cool. And lastly, you mentioned, you've been doing this all alone. And sometimes you feel motivated, sometimes you don't. Do you think having someone to keep you accountable would help support you in this? Yeah, I think that someone would help me being accountable would support me in this. Okay, great. And so look, based on everything you shared with me and that you want to lose 30 pounds, and I mentioned, a solid and sustainable rate of weight loss is about a pound a week. It sounds long, but if you've been trying to lose the same 30 pounds for 2 years and you still haven't made any progress, six months is nothing, right? Especially when you're making progress. So that's one of the reasons why our program, based on where you are, is going to help you with every single one of these things. And so based on where you're at, I think a 30-week program is going to suffice. Now, it just depends if you want to do 2 times a week or 3 times a week. 2 times a week is X. 3 times a week is X. Which one of these would you be leaning more toward? And I'm not asking for a commitment to start or buy or purchase. I'm asking which one are you leaning more toward? Because at this particular point, you need to temperature check where they are. Cool. And then at the same time, when you ask, okay, which one are you leaning more toward? Obviously, it's called an A/B close, where you give them either one of the two choices. Okay, which one are you leaning toward? Oh, I'm leaning toward 2 times a week. Okay, why not the 3 times a week? Is it the money? Is it the price? Is it the time commitment? Like what's the reason why you're not leaning toward 3 times a week? Oh, it's the money. Okay, got it. Not a problem. So based on everything, do you have any reservations with starting? So now I'm not approaching or attacking the program. I ask for interest, and I ask for which one are they leaning toward. Then I ask them, which one, how do you feel about starting on this one? How do you feel? They're like, oh, well, yeah, I need to talk to my husband. Okay, besides your husband, like, are you all in? Or do you still need to talk to your husband? Like, are you all in? Like, right? And then so make sure you isolate each variable. Then when it comes down to the price, if they go, oh, well, it's kind of a lot of money. When someone says it's kind of a lot of money, I always think people have money. People have money to invest. It's just if you are able to make the program valuable enough in their eyes for them to want to invest, okay? And now if they go, okay, it's a lot of money. I'm like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? Is it one of those like you don't see it's worth it, or that you see it's worth it, it's just you can't afford it, or you're just unsure about whether this program is for you? Because you need to isolate their reason for not wanting to invest in themselves. Because again, this program is for them. Is it they're looking at other programs? Is it a money thing? Okay, so when you say, it's a lot of money, like, what do you mean by that? Well, $250 is a lot. Is $250 a month a lot, or would $60 a week work better for you, or would $125 a week would work better for you? Like, would that help? Like, oh, could you do that? Like, I've had people say the monthly was a lot, but if I broke it up into 2 payments, or even if I broke it up per week, like, oh, I could do that. I'm like, what? It's the same. People are weird, but you need to be able to isolate what's their reason, and even provide options, and then be ready to have a downsell. So if you do, let's say $250 a month, 3 times a week, that's like 20 a session. What if you did like $22.50 a session for 45 a week? So 45 a week is 90, so $180 a month. And then you can even say 90 every 2 weeks, right? So make sure you have the questions to isolate the variables. Make sure you have you're isolating why and what they see. And also make sure you're asking which one are they leaning more toward, and how ready are you to start. And make sure you have a downsell to your downsell. So you can go 3 times a week, $250 for 6 months. You could go $180 for 2 times a week for 6 months. And then you go, is it the price or is it the length of time? And so you want to isolate that. Then you can have a downsell and say, look, if it's the length of time and you're unsure about that, here's what we could do. I have a 6-week program that's $400, and it's $200 separated by 2 payments. $200, 30 days later, $200. Within 6 weeks, it's the same money for you. For some people, maybe it might be a big cash thing, and so when they invest, they get results, then they see more. So you probably need a handful of those. And imagine if you were able to get 5 at $400 and 5 at $250. 5 at $400 is $2K. 5 at $250 is $4,000. So then you make $3,000 on the front end, right? And so the reality is you need to close more, but you need to have a better pathway to get to the offer in the conversation. And then once you drop price, you need to be able to isolate which one it is. If they say I need to think about it, if they say it's the money, if they say it's a partner, you need to have an ability to isolate with each one of these pathways, okay? Because they're going to be coming up quite a lot, and so you should be well practiced when approaching these. So hopefully this helps. Wanted to provide this because if you're getting a lot of leads, but you're not getting a lot of closes, and you're getting a lot of booked appointments, then that kind of means the next step is the sales skills. So I'm glad you're booking appointments. Hopefully they're showing up. If they show up but you don't close, then it is your sales presentation in the end. So that's the next step we need to sharpen. Let's have some role plays. Let's practice specifically objection handling, and let's come up with a few different offers that will work for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Peace. Oops.